The pulse, it tells us about the unfolding of yang, about the yin and yang of the person. So it's like this thread that runs through Chinese medicine, as above, so below. The microcosm is a reflection of the macrocosm. So on the left here, we have our cycle of yang, where we have our birth of yang in water, and then yang grows, and this is in the area of wood. And then yang reaches its zenith, and right at the apex, we have the very beginning of yin, or the decline of yang. And as we come down the right side of the cycle, we have yang declining and going into storage. Or another way of describing that is we have the yin developing, and as the yin grows, we've got more yang going into storage. So that's sort of the metal phase. So we have the wood phase, which is the expansion and the growing. We have the fire phase, which is yang at its apex. And then we have the metal phase. And, in the middle, we have Earth supporting all of the different phases. Now, when we look at this cycle, in this system, the way the pulse positions are set up, we've got this cycle going on the pulse. On our left side of the pulse, we've got our kidney, liver, and heart, which is water, wood, and fire. On the right side of the pulse, we've got our lungs, spleen, and stomach, and kidneys. So we've got our metal, our earth, and our kidney. So in effect, we've got on the pulse, we've got the unfolding of that cycle of yang in the person. So we can gauge exactly from the pulse positions, we can gauge the distribution of yang being active, yang being in storage and in its yin manifestation. And when we start thinking about the phases and the opening of yang and then the descending of yang, when we look at this on the pulse, then we can see that when we add the 6 conformations on top of that, we have our Shaoyin storage and water phase in the bottom. Then we have our Tai-Yang opening. And so, everything above this middle line here is yang, and everything below it is yin. So then we have, on this side, we have the Yang Ming descending. But we also have Tai-Yin, we have the lung and spleen, that descending of fluids from that aspect. This pulse system, we can just see how the yang is opening and closing in a person. Is the pivot getting stuck? Are things not able to descend? Are things opening? Is Tai-Yang opening too much? So there's an incredible amount of information that we can get from the direction and how things are moving that fits straight into classical, into sort of Shan Han Lun and Jin Gui sort of theory.